Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sean here, and welcome to the Arizona Cardinals rebuild. And taking a look at this roster, pretty much the only players on it that I like are David Johnson, Patrick Peterson, and Tyrann Mathieu. Although, I'm going to keep Chandler Jones and Marcus Golden for now. I'm going to move them to defensive end. So I'm going to get rid of. Actually, I could move Calais Campbell to D tackle. Ooh, I may do that. All right, I got some decisions to make though, and I'm gonna start looking at some trades. So I'll get back with you guys in just a sec. So with the first trade of season number one, we're gonna be sending Carson Palmer and AQ Shipley, as well as a third-round pick, to the 49ers for their first-round picks this year and next year. So with our next trade, we're gonna be sending Tony Jefferson, DJ Swearinger, and a second-round pick to the Jags for Jalen Ramsey, completely revamping the secondary. I am gonna actually be moving what's his name? Dan Buchanan, two strong safeties, so we're actually getting an upgrade. And Swearinger and Jefferson were going to be free agents this year anyway, so may as well get something for them and get something really good for them while I can. So with our next trade, we're going to be sending Jared Veldier, Corey Peters, and our first-round pick next year to the Seahawks for Bobby Wagner. So we're going to get a nice defensive, what's the word I'm thinking of? Anchor is the word. And Bobby Wagner, we need some better 4-3 outside linebackers, and that's something that I would really like to improve. Alex Okafor is not going to be that. Neither is Kareem Martin. But the secondary, luckily, looks pretty good. Aside from, I need to get rid of Tyvon Branch, Justin Bethel, and Marcus Cooper. But the defensive front, the D-line is looking good. The secondary is looking good. The offense needs a lot of work. I'm going to keep Larry Fitzgerald just for the simple fact that I can move him to tight end and he gets really good. So I may do that. But there are some moves I would still like to make, including getting rid of Mike Upati and Evan Mathis. And Jermaine Gresham. So I'll see what I can do. So with this trade, we're going to be sending C.O. Moore, Kevin Minter, and David? I think his name's David Washington, to the Saints for their first-round picks this year and next year. So I'm not actually an idiot and forgot Daryl Washington's name. It came to me right after I finished saying that. But with this trade, we're going to be sending Jermaine Gresham, Darren Fells, and Alani Fua to the Giants for their first-round pick next year. With this next trade, we're sending Marcus Cooper and Tyvon Branch to the Eagles for their first-round pick next year. So with this next trade, we're going to be sending Mike Upati and Evan Mathis to the Saints for Michael Thomas. With this next trade, we're going to send Alex Okafor to the Vikings for their first-round pick next year. And with this trade, we're going to send Earl Watford, Xavier Williams, and Frosty Rucker to the 49ers for the second-round pick next year. So this is going to be the team for season number one. I signed Jake Coker to be our starting quarterback just because I want a chance at Rookie of the Year. Actually, that's an awful idea. Michael Thomas probably won't do anything. Oh, God. All right. I may look on the trade block for a quarterback in that case. I just realized what an awful idea that actually is. So the rest of the team, though, is set. If you want to take a closer look, just pause the video. But this is what it's going to be for season number one. So I'm going to quickly just find a quarterback that's not garbage. Blaine Gabbert? Oh, God. All right, so we're going to send a second-rounder next year, Jake Coker, and a fourth-rounder this year to the Bengals for A.J. McCarron, another Alabama quarterback. If you can't tell, I'm not the biggest fan of Alabama. But so yeah, this is going to be the team. So AJ McCarron is going to be a starting quarterback for year number one. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the midseason. So I'll see you guys there. So here at the midseason, I'm very curious to see what our record is. I've yet to see it since we do have a bye week, and we're 2-6. Somehow we just beat the Panthers 31-13, but we do have the 49ers pick, I think. Yeah, we do, and they're 1-6, so that's very nice to see. I'm sure XP wise, we're probably not doing great, and we're not really, but we do have 4 players to re-sign. I know I have to re-sign Calais Campbell, but he's already 30. I don't know that I want to do that, really. Chandler Jones, I will re-sign though. Oh god, that's actually a lot of money. Ooh. I'm gonna cheese it and move him back to outside linebacker first, and then try to sign him. I think. Um, but aside from that, I'm gonna figure this out and see you guys at the playoffs. Holy crap! Okay, actually, he wants more money at outside linebacker. Okay, going back to defensive end. So here at the playoffs, we did not make it, just as expected. And it looks like we definitely did not win Offensive Rookie of the Year, which kind of sucks. And we didn't win Defensive Rookie of the Year either. So let's take a look at stats. We ended up going 4-12, and we actually lost the tiebreaker, or won. Well, I technically it's lost, but for the sake of draft position, we won the tiebreaker with the 49ers as they went 4-12 as well. So AJ McCarron, 3,600 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 11 picks. He was actually pretty good. Completion percentage was a bit low, though. David Johnson, not the best year. I think that has to do with the crappy O-line. 962 yards and 2 touchdowns and 2 fumbles. Gross. Andre Ellington, 10 touchdowns as his backup. Receiving, Michael Thomas led the team in catches with 64, almost 800 yards and 3 touchdowns. John Brown also had 3 touchdowns. Larry Fitzgerald had the most on the team with 9. Blocking, I'm sure, was atrocious. Taron Jones led up 20 sacks. Eugene Monroe only 15 this time. He's getting better. Bobby Wagner and Jonathan Newsom both had 135 tackles each, leading the team. And oh my God, I see that number right here. Chandler Jones, 18.5 sacks. I'm kind of happy I signed him to that deal now. Led the team, obviously. Bobby Wagner leading the team in picks with 6. Jalen Ramsey and Patrick Peterson each had 3. And we had at least 1 defensive touchdown. And we did. 1 from Kawan Williams. So taking a look at awards now. Ben Roethlisberger won MVP. No Cardinals up there. Obviously, we're not going to win Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Rodgers. And there were no Cardinals up there. Defensive Player of the Year, Brad Jones. I don't even know who that is, but he's a 73 overall in the Giants. Chandler Jones comes in 7th, and Bobby Wagner comes in 10th. Offensive Rookie, Michael Thomas comes in 8th. Defensive Rookie goes to Deion Jones. Oh, I forgot about that guy. I should have gotten him. Okay, we had a couple guys. Robert Nkemdiche comes in 8th. Jalen Ramsey comes in 9th. So I'm going to move on to the offseason now. What? Ah, shit. Larry Fitzgerald retired. I wasn't expecting that to happen. So here in free agency, we're going to be signing a few players. We're going to get A.J. Klein, Antonio Allen, Sterling Moore, and Jeremy Lane. And there are a few other players that I'm trying to get. They're probably not going to sign with me, though, because I gave them, honestly, garbage contracts. Okay, I guess Garrett Reynolds will. And Tim Lolito, and that's it. But I need to start looking for some trades, potentially. I'm going to sim a week down, see if those guys sign. Okay, and they do. But we definitely need some help along the O-line. That's my biggest concern at this point for sure. And then we definitely need another right outside linebacker. Because currently Chandler Jones is starting at 2 positions. So I have the 3rd overall pick, and I'm going to be trading it down to the Browns for their 1st round pick being the 5th overall this year. And their 1st and 2nd next year. So there's a couple players in this draft that I want. And let me see who they take. Alright, I need to take a quick look and see if I can trade down one more time. Because I would like to. I don't really need this guy. I don't really even need a tight end. Actually, okay. So really, it's down to these 3 players. I'm definitely taking these 2. This guy's just kind of... Actually, this guy's good as hell. Oh, he's good. Ooh. Oh, man. Alright. I may have to take him then. What's his projected? Ooh. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take him here. Oh, wait, why'd I back out? God, what am I doing? And then 5. Okay. Number 4, only normal development. Oh, God. 78 overall, though. And he's got 93 speed at 6'4". It's pretty nice. His catching stats are pretty good as well. So, when's my next pick? It's not until like 23, I believe. Um, I think I have a little bit before. Yeah, I got a little bit. 14 to 15. So I'm going to trade this pick down, and I may trade down another time or two. Who am I going to send it to? Probably the Bucks. The Bucks is probably the best bet. So I'm actually going to be sending it to the Titans along with Sterling Moore for the 13th overall pick and their first round next year. Um, I've reached the point in the draft. I think after like 4. Oh, the fucking Broncos. Oh, that pisses me off. All right, I'll take my quarterback now then. Damn it. Jeez. Oh, sweet. Superstar. Oh, wait, I already knew that. I saw the news. Um, so I'm going to make him Deshaun Watson, I suppose, just because he's from Clemson. Um, and then I'll make the other dude, Mike Williams, just to go along with it, I suppose. But the Broncos taking that linebacker pisses me off. I really wanted that guy. Oh, my God. All right. I need to figure out real quick what I want to do with this pick. So I'm just going to trade it down with the Seahawks. They're giving me a whole bunch of picks next year. So I'll gladly take that. And I believe I have a couple more picks in this draft, but I'm just going to trade them down. So I'll see you guys at the start of season number 2. So with this trade, I'm going the usual route with snagging Zach Martin for a 3rd and 2 6th-round picks. With this next trade, we're going to be sending Tim Lolito and 2 7th-round picks to the Jaguars for Brandon Linder. And this is a guy that I don't think I've ever actually gotten before, so trying to go for a little bit of diversity along the O-line. With this trade, we're going to be sending a 3rd and 4th-round pick to the Panthers for Andrew Norwell. Like I said, trying to get a little bit of diversity in there. Change it up a little bit from my typical O-lines. So far, we got Andrew Norwell and Brandon Linder. So, making progress. So with our next trade, we're going to send a 2nd, 4th, and 7th picks to the Steelers for Marcus Gilbert. I'm going to move to left tackle because his run blocking is garbage. He's only really good in pass blocking, so hopefully that'll work out. I definitely don't want to keep, what's his name, DJ Humphries at right tackle, though, because that guy is not very good. So still going to continue to look for an upgrade there. So with this trade, I'm going to get that middle linebacker I wanted from the Broncos. So I'm going to trade. Who am I going to change him to? I mean, he is a rookie. I'll figure it out. He'll be some kind of rookie linebacker. Yeah. With our next trade, we're going to be sending John Brown, Jeremy Lane, and a 2nd-round pick to the Saints for Brandon Cooks. I think Cooks is in a contract year, but so is John Brown, and Cooks is a much better player. So I'll definitely take that over John Brown. All right, so half of my O-line is going to be diverse. But going to get Jack Conklin as usual, and we're going to send J.J. Nelson and a 1st-round pick to the Titans in exchange for him. So with this trade, we're going to be sending a 1st, 2nd, and Brandon Williams to the Bengals for Tyler Eifert. We did need a tight end after Larry Fitzgerald kind of unexpectedly retired on me. So the offense is looking really good. It's basically set as it is, except I need a backup running back, but that's not a big issue. Defense is pretty set as well. I just need some depth, and I'll probably have to upgrade left outside linebacker at some point, but I just need some more development from some players. So I'll probably try to find depth in free agency, but I'll let you guys know if I make another trade, and if I don't, I'll send it to the midseason. So here at the midseason, somehow we're 2-5-1, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But Deshaun Watson's got quite a bit of XP, so that's nice. 2-5-1 doesn't make a lot of sense considering this is a pretty solid team. But we do have 6 players to re-sign, and the biggest being Brandon Cooks. Oh, God, I also have to sign Tyler Eifert. Okay, but we have tons of cap to do it, so I'm not at all worried about getting these guys back. So I'm going to do this and scout a bit, so I'll see you guys at the playoffs. So here at the playoffs, we did not make it, which sucks, but looks like Deshaun Watson may have won Rookie of the Year. We ended up going 8-7-1, so we had a pretty good second half, looks like. All right, Watson had 4,400 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 16 picks. David Johnson finally eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark, 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns, but 3 fumbles. It's pretty gross. Carlos Williams in the secondary role had 10 touchdowns. Michael Thomas led the team in catches with 88, 900 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks, 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. And Mike Williams, 81 catches for 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. Taking a look at blocking, didn't let up too many sacks. Defense was led by Bobby Wagner with 130 tackles. Tackles for loss led by Robert Nkemdiche, tied with Calais Campbell for 8 each. And sacks was led by Chandler Jones yet again, 16 sacks for him. Picks led by Bobby Wagner with 3. Reuben Foster and Patrick Peterson each had 2. Oh, I think I forgot to mention I switched, Whiting, that rookie middle linebacker. I switched him to Reuben Foster. So did we have any defensive touchdowns? We had at least one. And that's from A.J. Klein. So let's look at awards. I'm guessing, Watson must have won something. But Dak Prescott wins MVP. And I highly doubt there's any Cardinals in here, and there's not. So Aaron Rodgers wins Offensive Player of the Year. This is what I don't get, right? Is Offensive Player of the Year just a consolation prize to the runner-up to MVP? Because Dak Prescott, if he wins MVP, he should win Offensive Player of the Year, right? Doesn't make sense to me, but there are no Cardinals up here. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Graham, and Bobby Wagner's the only Cardinal up here, and he came in 10th. Offensive Rookie does go to Deshaun Watson with Mike Williams coming in 2nd. And Defensive Rookie does go to Reuben Foster as well. That's nice to see. So, and how does Aaron Rodgers get best QB if Dak Prescott got MVP? What? I don't get it. Alright, whatever. But since we don't have any playoff games, I'm just going to use all this XP and go on to the offseason. So here in free agency, we're going to be signing Jarvis Landry, who I don't think I have seen in free agency before, so this is kind of a first. But we are trying to get some other... Okay. Apparently they all have offers. That sucks. Well, not all. Actually, most of them don't. Trying to find some trade bait. Because there's really only a couple moves I really want to make. And we do get a couple guys. I need to scout, though. But I'm not really planning on taking anybody in the draft. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to trade everything. So since I signed C.O. Moore in free agency, I'm going to send him a first-round pick this year and a seventh-round pick next year to the Browns for Jamie Collins. So I'm going to reunite him with, Chandler Jones, here on the Arizona Cardinals instead of the Patriots. So Collins is going to be a new starting left outside linebacker. Oh, I also got Koamisi. It's lit. Okay. So I've got some decent trade bait here. I think... I need to get another corner for one. And that's probably going to be it, really. We'll just try to get some depth after that, because I think I'm going to try to go kind of ride or die with the majority of the team that I've built. So with this trade, I'm going to overpay by a lot for Jason Verrett, but I'm going to send the Chargers 3 first-round picks just to kind of make sure that I'm going to get the guy. But all I really need now is a good backup running back, and I'd be happy. Actually, a backup middle linebacker would go a long way as well. So I'm going to keep, actually, A.J. Klein and Koamisi just as depth at the outside linebacker spots. And then, so just backup middle linebacker, backup running back. Yeah, we'll be good. We'll definitely be good. So I guess I'll take Jalen Smith from the Cowboys for 2 first-round picks this year. I'm also going to be getting Jesse James from the Steelers in return for a 5th, 6th, and 7th-round picks. So with this trade, we're going to be picking up T.J. Yeldon from the Jags in exchange for a 1st and 2nd-round pick. Obviously, that's incredibly overpaying for T.J. Yeldon, but since this last year, it really doesn't matter. I guess I'll sign a backup quarterback because I just don't even have one. Oh, gross. Whatever, I'll take this guy. Actually, you know what? I'll take Drew Stanton back on the team. But I just got to cut a couple players, and let me quickly make sure there's nothing else I want to do. Doesn't appear that there is. No, definitely not. So I'm just going to cut a couple guys, and I'll see you guys at the midseason. So here at the midseason, this is more like it. We are sitting at 6-1, and hopefully we have quite a bit of XP. Watson got up to an 89 after his first year, which was nice. So it's looking like we're probably going to win the division, which would be fantastic. So there's nothing really for me to do here. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the playoffs. So here at the playoffs, I see that we won Coach of the Year, and we end up going 14-2. So pretty good year. Uh, Finally, actually did something and made the playoffs. But looking at stats, Deshaun Watson, 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, 13 picks. Rushing, David Johnson, almost 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 1 fumble this year. Much improved from the last couple. TJ Yeldon, 11 touchdowns. Receiving, Brandon Cooks led the team with 94 catches, 1,200 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Jarvis Landry had 800 yards and 11 touchdowns. Tyler Eifert came in third, actually. Okay. Oh, wow. All right, there was not a lot of spreading the ball around. As for blocking, Marcus Gilbert led up a lot of sacks. On the defensive side of the ball, Bobby Wagner led the team in tackles with 128. Tackles for loss led by Calais Campbell with 7, and we got a bunch of sacks. Chandler Jones, 19.5. Robert Kimdichie with 13.5. He's finally getting good. Calais Campbell with 8.5. And Patrick Peterson with 6 picks. That's nice. Bobby Wagner, Reuben Foster, and Jalen Ramsey all had 3. And we had at least 2 defensive touchdowns, one from Patrick Peterson, one from Dan Buchanan. And then taking a look at awards, I already know that I got Coach of the Year, but Deshaun Watson comes in 4th for MVP. And taking a look at NFC awards, Watson comes in 6th for Offense Player of the Year. Chandler Jones comes in 2nd for Defense Player of the Year. Bobby Wagner comes in 3rd. Reuben Foster comes in 7th. Dan Buchanan comes in 8th. We didn't have any rookies at all. But Deshaun Watson does win Best Quarterback somehow, even though Russell Wilson got MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. I don't get it. So after using everybody's XP, except TJ Yeldon apparently, this is what the team's looking like. Deshaun Watson had like 53,000 XP, so he's up to a 97. Everybody on the O-line is an A except Marcus Gilbert. He's getting a little up there in age. But the offense is really good. Defense, same story pretty much. There's quite a few B's on the defense, but still very solid team, very deep team. So we're going to be taking on the 10-6 Atlanta Falcons here in the divisional round. I just want to see what overall, we're at 94 and they're in 88. Let's get into it. So coming up on halftime here, it's a pretty close game. Actually, we score right before the half, and it is 31-13 now. It looks like we probably got it wrapped up. We definitely do now. That was a dagger right there at the end. So, oh God, that was close. The Helmets came back. All right, but we end up winning 38-31. So we're going to be moving on to the conference championship. So here at the conference championship, we're taking on the 10-6 Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure we're still probably in 94 overall. We didn't really have a whole lot of XP. We are. They're in 89. I'm thinking we're going to move on. So coming up on halftime here, we're up 28-7, 28-14 now, but we do score again, and they do as well. Okay, 38-21, up by 10. All right, game's over. We win 45-28, so we are in fact moving on to the Super Bowl. Another good performance out of Deshaun Watson. It's going to put us ahead of Dak Prescott. And actually, when did he win MVP? It wasn't this year, it was the last year. So here at the Super Bowl, we're taking on, again, 10-6. It seems to be a recurring record in the playoffs this year. We're taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're an 82 overall. So if we don't win this game, the game itself, Madden, is just broken. So coming up on halftime here, it's been a very close game, mostly a defensive battle. Okay, they take the lead. Oh no. Come on, Deshaun. Get a stop. Oh yes. Yes. No. Yes! We win 35-31. What a game. Oh, man. Okay. That was a little nerve-wracking. Let's take a look at stats. Oh, I forgot to wait and see who got MVP. Oh, Jesse Tasker. That was... I was between taking this guy and Deshaun Watson. Or his original character or whatever, whoever that was. Um, Watson threw 358 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Jesse Tasker threw 4 touchdowns, no picks. Jerick McKinnon is the new starting running back after I took, what's his name, TJ Yeldon. David Johnson, though, 3 touchdowns. Who got the touchdowns for everybody? Rashad Green, 2 touchdowns for the Jags. Allen Robinson, a touchdown. Brandon Cooks, Jarvis Landry, both, well, they had the 2 touchdowns for us. And then Jerick McKinnon had 1 receiving. As for the defense, Dante Fowler had the only sack of the game, and Tony Jefferson, our former player, picked off Deshaun Watson. So that's going to be it for the Super Bowl. So here is the final Super Bowl winning team. If you guys would like to take a look at it, you can pause the video. Here's the offense, and here is the defense. And for anybody that thinks that kickers are people too, here's the specialists. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and if you have, don't forget to leave a like down below. It really helps me out. And subscribe if you'd like to see more content just like this from my channel. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and hope you have a great day.